Yeah, fans would be over the moon.
With no microtransactions and no loot boxes.
Straight up single player experience, big story mode, huge campaign. Yep. That would be great.
However, if you're FIFA, not so lucky, right? Because EA now lets you see what's in FIFA loot boxes before you buy them. And that is their solution to the whole loot box fiasco, because they just don't want to stop with the loot boxes because it makes them so much money. So I can understand from a business standpoint why they're fighting this. Well,
they're doing this for a limited time, or at least they're saying they're doing it for a limited
time to see how it goes. What's the response, right? They don't want to do anything permanent if it's going to be a terrible response, right? Because if everybody hates it, that it's, oh, well, it's a limited time, we're going to stop it, don't worry about it. But if everyone loves it and it's something that, okay, this is going to get the authorities or advocacies, for child gambling off their back, then they're going to implement
let's go ahead and let's go ahead and set the table here, right? So FIFA's got the FIFA Ultimate Team, right? Madden's got an Ultimate Team, and NHL has an Ultimate Team, right?
Well, what's an Ultimate Team for someone who doesn't know? Because I don't know that much about the
what so team is. They started it. I believe FIFA 15 was the first one that did it, and normally what you would do is you would pick your team, right? Say you're a Paris Saint-Germain fan, or you love the New York City Football Club, or you like Chelsea or Milan, or whatever. There's millions of teams, and normally you pick your team, you go head to head against either a computer, or you play somebody else online, or you take a team and you play the story mode or the season mode, and you take your team to the championship. Right? Those are pretty standard modes of play. So what they did in 15, they said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you could make your ultimate team? So every player is a card, right? And you start off with a team of 11, 11 plus a couple other substitutes, and you build your team of 11, right? And every card has its own abilities and whatever. Every player has a rating, and depending on who you put where, and their background, their nationality, and all that, you'll get different synergies with the players. So there's a little bit of a mini game to build the ultimate team of players that'll work well together, right? There's different attributes, and you can see how well your team is doing, right? And that's all before you get on the pitch, right? So then when you get on the pitch, you're playing your team against, whoever else's team, right? And that's what a FIFA Ultimate Team is, right?
Okay.
And you can buy other packs of cards, which is where the loot box thing comes in, right? You can also grind it out, right? If you get in-game currency from doing well, you can eventually get up enough to buy a new pack. But really, it comes down to paying real-world money, getting a pack, and you get 5, 6, 7, 8, however many cards inside, and then you can do what you want with them. You can sell them back if you have doubles, or if they're not good, or you can put them on your team. You can put them in the roster and mix them up and switch out some guys and whatnot. That's essentially what FIFA Ultimate Team is, right? I thought it was super cool. I thought it was a really neat idea, and so did EA, and it did amazing. Made them $500 million in the first year, right?
We're in the wrong business, my friend.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And I think in 16, if I'm not mistaken, they kicked it off in Madden, and they also do it in NHL. So now it's $1.6 billion thus far in 2021.
And 2021 is not even over.
No.
Yes.
No. So they are making money hand over fist with this mode, right? And I was looking at some other numbers too. Apparently all of the Ultimate Team revenue, that's 27% of their total company revenue from 2020. So a quarter of their revenue came from people opening loot boxes, right? So that's just what it is, and that's how successful it's been for them, right? The problem is,
controversial.
well, that's where like the problem comes in. You think like, well, what's the big deal and whatnot? Is, well, they've been known to put up advertisements in UK toy stores to advertise towards kids, right? There are some metrics where they say that a lot of youth are buying these cards, right? Because, I mean, it's kind of addictive, and, they kind of obfuscate, most games do, but they obfuscate what the total is, right? So you're using in-game currency. It's not like you have $5. It's like you have 750 coins, right? And I don't think it's 1-to-1. I don't think $1 equals 1 coin. So you can't even do the math that easy, right? You're just like, I want to get another loot box or whatever. All right, it costs this. Fine, I'll spend $20, get some credits, and then buy some packs or whatever it is, right? So there's all that. Now, to muddy the waters even further, they now have the new Ultimate Team, like, preview peak mode that works with certain packs of cards to kind of commemorate the World Cup qualifiers or whatever. I think they're trying to, get all the country teams in the 32 bracket or 64 bracket or whatever it is. So they put out some new stuff, right? There's this preview mode. The way the preview mode works is you can see what's in the pack, and you have the option within 24 hours to hit the button, right? So they're letting you kind of see, like, oh, here's what's going to be in the thing, right? Which I think is kind of cool, but someone also said, it's like, well, what's going to be in the next pack? Like, you don't know what's going to be in the next pack. So it's like, well, what if this one's good and then the next one's not good, right? Like, you don't know. There's still kind of a bit of like, well, what if I miss out? What if this is the good pack, right? So you have to wait 24 hours and then that's it. Like, it's just weird. I think it's a little.
Play devil's advocate there for a second. Now that you've explained it, they're giving you a pack of cards of players, and you're getting to preview it. So there is no game of chance. You see what you're buying. You have a limited time to purchase it. So that is, how is that an issue where you see the whole issue with loot boxes is you don't know what you're buying. Here, you know what you're buying. You have the option to buy it or not. So it's not really a loot box.
You can only preview. You can only preview one pack at a time within a 24-hour period.
Well, that makes sense.
And it's only for certain types of boxes too, right?
Okay.
It's only for a certain subset of a box, because I think they're.
It should be for everything. It should be for every single box, and then maybe there wouldn't be any real controversy.
Well, that's not even kind of the worst of it, right? The worst of it is, so all these kind of numbers and whatever else like came out. I think part of it came out from the leak, because I don't think EA necessarily discloses all of those numbers, but all that stuff was found out. So there was a memo that was spread around the company that was written, and now it's kind of been leaked, saying that loot boxes, the Ultimate Team specifically, is the way of the future for EA Sports, right? They're like, this is the thing.
Like, Ultimate Team is the thing of all sports.
Well, the ultimate team is the thing that everyone needs to be focused on, right? That's your number one goal. Their number one goal is Ultimate Team. That needs to be the thing that everybody focuses on year after year. That needs to be successful and generate more revenue. Like, yeah, that's where the EA Sports, the subset of EA, is focused on, right? Not to mention that there's some lawsuits being filed because you look at, right, so you know the percentages ahead of time, right? Yeah. You can look at the pack percentages and say, okay, I have 100% chance to get at least a rank 70 or better, right? I have maybe a 15% chance to get a rank 80 or better, right? It goes up to 99, right? And I think there's like less than 1% chance to get like 85 to 99, right? 99 is technically the best player. But even on top of that, they have legends, right? So like Pele, right? But it's not just Pele. It's like Pele in his heyday, like Pele when he's top of the game. Think like Tom Brady winning his 6th ring, right? Or his 5th ring or his 4th ring, right? Tom Brady in his prime. So it's even more than just like Pele. It's like special Pele. And those are even more difficult to get, right? And they dangle that carrot in front of you, right? But it's been speculated, and there's kind of a lawsuit that I think is being either built or going through the courts right now, where they've artificially tweaked the difficulty level to where you need to get those ultimate players to even be able to have a chance.
Okay.
Right.
Now that is some scumbag stuff right there.
Right.
Now I would call them out on
whether that's true or not, we don't necessarily know, but it would all make sense given what we know so far. And I wouldn't necessarily put that past them to do that. That's not something they need to disclose, right? Like, what are your chances of actually getting anywhere with the team that you have, or with the pulls that you're probably going to get from these ultimate cards, right? The ultimate packs or whatever it is. So that's where the things kind of get a little bit weird. That's where the things are a little like, I don't know, EA.
Okay.
Right?
All right. Okay. Oh, just to wrap it up a little bit, I just want to say the FIFA preview packs where you get the preview, I don't think is so bad. You get a chance to see what you're buying. It's a limited time. That's on you if you want to buy it or not.
It feels a little bit better. It feels a little bit better because you know like what's gonna be in that particular pack. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
yeah.
But tweaking a difficulty setting to entice you to buy the pack, that's where the scumbag rules come in, right? Because we had this with Star Wars Battlefront 2, where, you had to grind to get Darth Vader, and they made it to where you had to grind insurmountable
40 hours.
Yeah, who's going to do that?
40 hours.
40 hours of the game just to get Darth Vader, right? Where it's incentivized to pay for it. So that part is definitely shitty.
They tweaked the numbers. They tweaked the numbers just enough to make the packs enticing.